Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a brand new build for my Super Sim Challenge family. Now if you haven't already gone and watched my Super Sim Challenge, I would highly recommend you go and do that, maybe before watching this video. But basically my family have come into a little bit of money. I won't say exactly how, although maybe I will. You know, this is going to be spoilers of my Super Sim Challenge talking throughout this video, so maybe go and check out my previous episodes of my Super Sim. We're only like 12 episodes in now and they're all in a playlist on my YouTube channel, so very easy to watch. They're like half an hour, 20-minute episodes, good to binge watch. Go check that out before you watch this. But basically my Super Sim Challenge family have come into a little bit of money because my Super Sim's mum has married someone that was rich. So I decided to do Super Sim Challenge from a newborn. So they've literally gone through all of the toddler milestones, all of the infant milestones. I thought, why not make it harder for myself? But for this build, I actually saw a build by somebody called Sims4 Creations. I was looking for a build. I knew I wanted to build in San Sequoia, the world obviously that comes with growing together. And I was having a little look and I saw a build that I basically wanted, and I thought I'm going to try and recreate that. So Sims4 Creations did a build and I have been totally inspired by that. For the exterior. The interior is completely off my own accord, where I've just done whatever with it to fit in a 5-family home now. So it is 4-bed, 3-bathroom, question mark, maybe 4-bathroom. But it is a big family home, perfect for any family, whether you're doing a legacy challenge or whether you're doing Super Sim like me. Grab yourself a cup of tea though, sit tight and watch this build come together with me and listen to me ramble on about my Super Sim so far. So as I said earlier, let's get comfy. As I said earlier, she is now a child. So we have done this from newborn. So I started basically with my Super Sim's mum. If you've seen my Super Sim challenge, then you'll know. I started with the mum because I thought there are so many milestones and like toddler skills and extra traits to earn. There's so much that comes with this game, even just from a infant. But thought I kind of want to complete it all. I say the easy route. It's not an easy challenge because you're essentially maxing everything in the game. So if you're here and you're asking yourself, what is the Super Sim challenge? It is basically a challenge where you need to max all of the careers. You need to get to the top of all of the careers. You need to max every single aspiration in the game. You need to max every single skill. You need to do the whole, if you've got extra packs, you need to do like all the vampire things. What's that called? Like I can't remember what it's called, but all the vampire ticky-offy things that you need to do, and their aspirations, of course. All the werewolf things that you've got to do as well, along with getting like additional traits. Milestones, did I say milestones? You've got to get every single milestone in the game. Basically, there's a lot to it. I would say it's like 100% completing the game, essentially. So it is a tough challenge. That's why it's called the Super Sim Challenge, because your sim is literally super, because they do everything. They have to do everything in the game. And you can use like age down potions, make them into a vampire to keep them alive, you know, stop their aging in that sense. We're currently playing it on the long lifespan, so it makes it a little bit easier. But I'm really, really enjoying it. I love my legacy challenges. I love playing those. But I feel like the Super Sim Challenge is definitely helping me to explore different aspects of the game that I would never explore. Like before I started this challenge, I was literally going through and looking at a lot of the aspirations or even like skills. I was looking at them and I was like, I never do that. Don't think I've ever done that career. Don't think I've ever done that aspiration. But with this, it's like you have to. You have to literally do everything. So it's going to be really, really fun to explore different parts of the game that I know in myself that I probably wouldn't do organically. Like I probably wouldn't do it on my own. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to seeing how we do overall with this challenge. Given that we are only up to child at the minute in terms of life stages, I would say the most challenging part of it so far has definitely been like the infant and toddler stage, where it's been quite glitchy. And I know a lot of you lot that have been doing the Super Sim challenge as well have also found that. but it's been relentlessly glitchy. So certain milestones haven't ticked off with the infant and the toddler, like certain milestones like first nightmare or the movement skill, for example. My sim had literally maxed her movement and that particular milestone just wasn't being ticked off, so I had to then cheat it back down to like level 4 movement for my toddler and then get it to level 5 again. It was just a whole faff. I would say that has probably been the most challenging thing so far. We are now on to child, and believe it or not, now there are literally 8 childhood aspirations. When you add growing together into the mix and like the multi aspirations that come with those, there's now 8 in total, which is absolutely wild. So we've been trying to get through those at the minute. I think she's completed 2 and I'm maybe halfway through a 3rd aspiration. Also, as a child/teenager, your super sim has to complete scouts as well, and like drama club and all of the after school activities. I think, is there cheerleading or is that in university? I can't even remember, but they have to do everything. Literally everything. There's even like a grilled cheese aspiration, which is a hidden one, but I believe it's on the tracker. If you're wondering as well how I'm tracking this, so you may see, if you've seen my Super Sim episodes, then you may see me pop up the tracker every time I get something to like tick it off. And that is a tracker that James Turner has made. I always leave it in the link, I leave the link to it in the description below all of my Super Sim videos, so I will be sure to leave it in this one. But it is so handy if you're doing this challenge, because otherwise you've got no way really of tracking it. I think there might be something in the game where you can keep up to date with it and like the milestones and stuff and see all the skills you have, but I am a looker. No. What's the phrase? Basically, I prefer to have something in front of me to visibly be able to see it, and otherwise I'd have no chance. I would not keep up with it. So James Turner's tracker I would 100% recommend if you are thinking of starting this challenge, or you've started it and you're doing a different way to track it. I'd recommend the tracker. And this house that we're building at the moment, now talking about the house a little bit, this house is going to be a humongous upgrade for my Sims, because they have been living in squalor. No, it's not been squalor, but they've been living in a tiny home for the last 12 episodes of their life, or throughout her childhood. You know, like I said, she is a child now. So throughout her childhood, she's literally lived in a tiny home. Out of context, you're not really going to understand this, but she was one of 3, my Super Sim. So her triplet 2 sisters then moved in with her mum. It sounds so weird and like out of context, completely wrong, but we kicked them out to make it a bit easier for the Super Sim while she was growing up. They're now moved back in. Then the mum found a boyfriend. He brought a load of money. Cut a long story short, we now can afford this house, hence why we're building it. So this is going to be a real eye-opener for this family, because they are going from a literal 64 tile tiny home to a massive mansion, like a huge house. It's not going to be great for me, because in terms of skill building, that's going to be really, really tricky, because the tiny home benefits like double boosts the skills and it's so handy. But I guess we can combat that in other ways. So for example, we could get her the night owl trait, or the morning sim, the morning owl, the night owl, the morning sim, the different traits that help with skill boosting in the morning and at night. So I suppose there are going to be ways around it, but as of right now, it just seems quite daunting that they're moving from the tiny home that we know and love and that they have been living in into a massive mansion. But I think it will be a nice change, and this is going to be like their family home. So because my Super Sim is still a child, we're not at the stage where she is going to be moving out and living in her own home. But this is, I guess, what's going to be her parents' home. So her mum and her stepdad, who recently adopted her, basically. Because as far as my Super Sim goes, I kind of don't want her to have an easy life. Like, I don't want her to have an easy start to life. So, you know, she is probably, when she does move out, when she's a young adult or whatever, she probably will have, like, no money or live in a tiny home to save on money. This is just her parents' house because they currently have the money to afford it. To be honest, when she becomes a young adult, I probably will send her off to uni anyway and live in like university halls perhaps, because just something different. I know a lot of you have been given tips as well. Thank you so much, by the way, for all of the different tips that you've been given with regards to my super sim, just helping out. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you were saying when it comes to aspirations, I mean, bear in mind at the minute she is still a child, so adult aspirations aren't going to be happening yet because we've still got all of her teenhood, her teenage years to live through as well. But lots of you, it's interesting though to know, because a lot of you were saying things like, make sure you do the villainous Valentine aspiration before you do the like positive romance one, because if you do the other one first, it's then hard to cheat or to do things that you need for that aspiration. So it's really tricky, and I am so glad that I've got you lot here to help give me tips, because going into this, there's so much like that you don't even think of. And as I was saying earlier, we obviously have got the 3 girls living together. So Kara Kent, she is named after, so last name named after Superman and first name named after, is it Superwoman's name or Wonder Woman's name or something? That's where her name originated from. But Kara and her triplet sisters, they all are now living together. Well, the triplet sisters moved back in with the mum, so they're all now going to be living in this house together. And I wanted to, because they've been sharing a room, they've all been in the same room in the tiny home because we literally had no space. I wanted in this mansion, in this brand new house, to give them all their own room that they could kind of call theirs. I think living in the tiny home, they just had bunk beds. There was no sense of like individuality, no kind of room or space even to decorate their bedroom. Whereas now they kind of can have their personality be shown in their bedroom. So for example, the first room that I did there was obviously Kara's over the right hand side of the build. She does have a double bed. She is my super sim after all. At the minute she's into her arts and crafts, hence why I kind of decorated her room in that kind of way. The second room that we did kind of all football themed was Diana's room. And she is a genius sim, so we did the little science table for that as well. And she's into like football and playing games and like PlayStation isn't in The Sims, but like console games and stuff. So that's how we're decorating her room at the moment, because that's what she's into. So she's got her own space to do that. And then Brianna, the final triplet, she is an outgoing sim who she kind of doesn't really care that much about her homework, but I could imagine her having friends over for a sleepover. You know, she is outgoing, so I wanted her space to kind of be a bit of a den or a bit of a place to host sleepovers. When it came to the downstairs and when it came to after the bedrooms, I was realizing, I was checking how much money we had. And I knew that when Jay Huntington, hello darling girl, hi, thank you for the kisses. And mummy have a kiss. Hi, thank you. You're a good girl. Oh, she's precious. Oh, she's precious. Oh, good girl. Oh, she's a good girl. As I was saying, I knew that Jay Huntington had obviously brought his 75,000 simoleons. Nelly, darling. Oh, that's big yawns. I'm literally just being watched. This is why it's hard often to record Sims. Because I'll be in the middle of something and then suddenly this happy face is coming here looking at me. But yeah, I was constantly conscious of overdoing it with the money because I wanted them to be able to afford it and have a little bit spare as well. I knew that in selling the tiny home and like the furniture in the tiny home, we would have a little bit of money to go off with or to start off with. So I kind of made this whole house be around, I think it was like the 75k mark, and I didn't want to go over that. So when it came to like doing the kitchen, I used the nice new base game cabinets and counters that we got in a recent base game update, I believe. I think they are lovely. I think there's great swatches for them as well. So I was really happy that I did that, or that I used those. I wanted to have a nice big table. This is a really spacious house, and the downstairs rooms in particular are really what I feel like to be kind of grand and spacious. So I wanted it to be a type of like a family space where the somebody could be making dinner while they're all chilling and chatting around the big family table. So that was kind of the ideology. That was my idea with like the kitchen. I was struggling a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, when it came to the lounge living room. I was kind of struggling because I ideally would have loved to do like a matching 3-seater sofa and a matching love seat, a 2-seater sofa. But the options that we have for matching 3 and 2-seater sofas weren't up to my standards. I just didn't love them. So I kind of left that. And I mean, I found some that they don't match, but they kind of work and flow together. And I think it turned out okay. I think this whole house in general very much looks like somebody's just moved in. They've maybe moved a lot of the furniture from their old house, maybe brought some new furniture as well, but they haven't fully decorated it yet. And the reason it looks like that is because we didn't have a lot of money to work with. Well, we did have a lot of money to work with, but I spent all the money on the outside of the house and their bedrooms. So when it came to the downstairs, I was a bit more restricted. And normally I would like over clutter, over decorate, really make the house look lived in. But I think what we'll do is over a period of time of playing the Super Sim, we'll add even more to the house. We'll clutter it up and make it look like a home, you know? Even there's the front room there is going to be an office for Jay Huntington, but I didn't add anything to it because we'd reached the 75,000 budget and I didn't want to go over it. So, and I promise I will put this on the gallery as well if you lot would like me to, but I will probably wait until it is more decorated or fully decorated before I put it on, because right now it feels a bit empty. But again, like I said, once they live in it more, once they get more money, we can decorate it more, and then I'll pop it on the gallery if you would like. Hopefully you lot like how the build turned out. This is what the outside is looking like. I would say it's quite like minimalistic. I wanted it to look big and grand. I wanted there to be big open windows out the front as well. Hopefully you lot like it as well. And as I said before, if you haven't already watched my Super Sim challenge, definitely go and catch that. There is a playlist dedicated to the Super Sim challenge on my YouTube channel, so go and look out for that. Binge watch it, let me know when you've caught up. And I hope if you are already watching the Super Sim challenge that you've been enjoying it so far. It's been a challenge that I've been loving doing, and I can't wait to play even more. I'm constantly like, oh, what are we gonna do next? What are we going to focus on next? And let me know if you like how the finished build turned out. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you think as well. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. And if you're buying any of the Sims packs from the EA app, don't forget that you can use my EA creator code, which is Tazkabaz, and it basically supports me out as an EA creator. So thank you so much. And I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Take care, look after yourselves, and I will see you next time. Taz out.